Adjustants and operatives. I heard what happened. I've been in the game. It's really bad. Like, I've seen what happened. It is very disappointing what it has become of the game currently. However, TV Reviews did a video of this again because he addressed this from 2 months ago. We might as well do it now.
This is outright disgraceful and honestly infuriating to see because this is pretty much the future of gaming. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, women showing any form of skin within gaming needs to be basically censored like.
I know this meme. I think everybody already knows this meme. It's basically Muslim women, um, not just wearing hijab, but then wearing nothing but this huge black cloth around them just to hide their appearance. That's basically what it is. It's just a matter of when is it gonna happen. I highly doubt it's gonna be when, but it could be an if. But jokes aside.
This because let's just get right into this situation. So, Snowbreak, a very well-known gacha game, went on extended maintenance about 2 months ago, or 66 days to be exact, and the reason for that extended maintenance was because you had a lot of radical feminists that basically tried to get this game completely censored, removed, cancelled, basically destroy the game. And after 2 months of basically radio silence and basically no idea if the game would ever return or not, it has returned. But
Yeah, they did say that they're on maintenance. It never addressed it when is gonna be an end of service of some sort. So I wish the devs could have been transparent on when they will be coming back, because for some reason they never tell us the time of duration that they'll be coming back. And it's really disappointing that they don't give us any information. Just like, only time will tell, only time will tell. It's like, that's not a really good reasoning to why is on maintenance and when is going to be coming back.
with its return, a lot of fans have noticed that the game has been basically, its balls have been chopped off, like just straight up. Like I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Their balls have been chopped off, and the game is pretty much in a state right now to where it's spiraling into EOS, or end of service, for those that need clarification what that means.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's really this. Oh, let's just say it in another sense. For a female, okay, female mutilation, like they remove the clitoris out from the women's vagina. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna address some of these. I'm pretty sure he's gonna talk about them because I'm pretty sure like other players have experienced it firsthand. So I'm just gonna say it. Modern censored even harder than before. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, because it's so much worse that we had censorship earlier that they've been closed for some reason. Like just showing less skin, but it actually became much worse than before. So new characters have nerf proportions. So basically, the chest size and the back side. Um, from my perspective, I it depends on the old and the new characters. For the old characters, it's kind of me saying it makes sense. You have to stay true to the character. But if it's a new character, then I will actually understand reasonably. Okay, that's because they were never there in the first place. Jiggle physics has been completely removed. Uh I could see that. I could see that happening. Because I have only played Akezia mostly, but I haven't played like the other characters as well. So I can't say much, but I see that's very believable. Um, all menu lobby. Yeah, that also exists. There was no. It was just a still image, which is sad because the moment that people went into the login screen, Nothing's happening there. You only hear the music. That's about it. No gacha or summoning animation. I didn't do that. I told myself not to do it because it's still censored regardless. And the only glimpse I saw was that once you head into the banner, is what you call it, everything is still image also. So that is that is a given that what I would be seeing. No characters, trailer animation. Yep, that's also true. Because that was kind of like a given. Because if there's no character trailer animation, there's no gacha or summoning animation. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing we don't see that. Paid background interactions. Okay, that didn't happen to me. I didn't do any microtransactions, so I believe so. Story heavily revamped, censored, especially like Akezia's part. Yup, I still have the video of it. Well, no, I have the uncensored version of the video of it. I'm so grateful that I still have it on. So I'm disappointed I don't have the Sands of Secrets thing where we had Qing Ying or something. Decensor method patch forever. Yeah, I heard about that also. You can't do it for. There is a link that you could. Well, is it? No, there is a patch. There is a download app that you could actually decensor the part of the game where you could actually see it, but don't do it. You need do not take that risk. So, archive system removed. I actually saw that one. I didn't address that, but I saw it because there was like a blank space at the bottom right. Um, can't rotate models in the menu or skin showcase. Yeah, that's actually also true because I tried to do that. You can't do it at all, which is really sad. No camera or spectate. No free camera or spectate. Okay, the only thing I see as free camera is when I was in the battle, when I was actually playing the game in the battle, we you could actually move the camera closer when you lower the camera down, but that's about it. But you can still move it some way. I had a video of it, so it's not of good evidence, but that's what I did. But spectate, um, I did not do that, so I'll take that as granted. I haven't done it. New version of New English. I haven't done that. I only did it in Japanese. All costumes over censored. Worse, yeah. I mentioned that also. It was really is much worse than ever. So the first one, it doesn't. You could say it's the same thing in some way. Shower scenes allegedly removed, reporting ongoing. I didn't realize that though. You don't hear the girls hum while they're showering. Ultimate, I haven't done that, which is odd because I'm supposed to showcase everything, but then I did not do it. So that's my fault. My apologies. As standard NAEU global bypass has been completely deleted. Wow. That's pretty also been given as well. So that's really messed up.
So let's get right into this. So this is a full breakdown that Ayaka Mod said, so we're gonna go over this and then we'll talk about it individually. So Snowbreak just came back after 2 months of maintenance and it's completely
My apologies for
censored.
rambling.
Shiny
I wanted
Luminous
to
and
mention
regulators
this
forced the devs to nuke the
from
game's
my point
entire
of
identity.
perspective.
Massive censorship list from today's update. Models censored and even harder than before. New characters have nerfed proportions, jiggle physics has been completely removed, all menu, lobby, idle, and victory animations gone, no gotcha or summon animations, no character trailer animations, paid background interactions on paid costumes deleted, story heavily revamped.
I guess I have to address the gacha summoning animations. That is like the core part of every live service games that you have been playing. That's like the core substance of when you get the character or the weapon. It's very important that we see these. But for some reason, the moment that it's been removed, it's a husk of itself or husk of its shell already. I didn't mean to say cell, but you know.
censored, especially Acacia's parts, decensored method patched out forever, archive system removed, can't rotate models in the menu or skin showcase, no free camera or spectate, newest version has no ENG or English or Korean voice.
Okay, I guess the free camera or spectate. I think the free camera is when you want to see your models in the menu screen. That's how I see it.
Is default to Japanese, all costumes over censored, worse than Chinese's version, shower scenes allegedly removed, reports ongoing, ultimate skill animations are also gone. This is the standard NA EU global bypass completely deleted. Snowbreak's whole
I need to add another thing. The shower scene is more of the girls showering in the silhouette of what you see. It's just the shadow of what you're seeing. And they have that gown on them. You know, they always walk around in Heimdall or Yggdrasil, whatever. It's like they always dress like that.
appeal was unapologetically fan service and self-insert romance. They have removed the soul of the game, and this is a picture side-by-side comparison of the
That's the old censorship. I have to address that. That's not the censorship that we were gotten before. No, that's not the censorship we gotten now. That is much worse than that one.
changes of the outfits. You can basically see that the characters had pretty much their entire designs a little bit changed or covered up where you can't show any form of skin, and this gets into
I
the
think
other
he should
stuff that
lower
also is
the.
completely removed. Now there is
I
a
think he should
light
have
at the
lowered
end
it
of the
much
tunnel,
better.
which I will talk about in just a moment, but the point here is that the reason why this even happened to begin with is because you had a lot of feminists, a lot of women that were very grouchy, pretty much Karens, that went out of their way to report this game to get it basically taken down. And the thing though is that these individuals that were reporting this game were actually fans of, I think, Lovers in Deep Space or whatever. It's a very well-known, very adult-heavy game focused for women to play. I'll probably have a picture here on screen for you to see it for yourself to know what I'm talking about, but basically, it's a very well-known game that a lot of women like to play, and
Yeah, that game was actually been mentioned before in another video, and I have talked to people on Discord. That's also true. It's a really double standard that these feminists like to see what they want to see in men, but they don't want to see in women. Or we don't. I think another. It's a weird way of spectating this. Maybe that's the wrong word. Like there's a book called Morning Glory Milking Farm or something like that. Like women like this. That's their own quote unquote pornography. It's still pornography, but just in words. They like those, but then the moment that males enjoy their own content, they say nope, you cannot control you cannot enjoy it, but we should.
And those individuals, those fans of that game, they pretty much went after Snowbreak to get it taken down. They also tried to go after, for instance, like Blue Archive, tried to go after like, Nikkei, and all sorts of other different gacha games. They want to bring down the gacha space. And
They mentioned that in another one. They had a list of how many games that they want to take down. Snowbreak was a major part of it, but they was gonna go after Girls Frontline 2, the other Girls Frontline, Arc Knights, not Enfield. There is a speculation that it can be because even though the game is still new, is not even though there is not on their list, it is a possibility that they're gonna go after it as well.
obviously they were, let's be blunt here, they won. They won with this takedown. They actually won, and they got this game to basically chop its balls off. So it's really bad. Like it's a really bad situation. So we need to get into the light at the end of the tunnel for this entire situation, besides just the doom and gloom. So basically, there was this post that came out soon after the game when it returned with all the censored stuff and content, and this is what someone discovered. So it seems that for now, you can use mods to decensor Snowbreak, but
I have the pause here. I saw the skin. I saw the outfit of what Haru is wearing for Raiko. It looks really nice. I really like it a lot. I went off topic here, but then that outfit looks really well on her. So much better than the other uh Raiko outfit.
But the most important part about this revelation is that the uncensored file is inside the game file, which proves that the game is shipped with full intention to be played uncensored. So let's explain this entire situation here. So basically, the game that has released finally came out of extended maintenance. It still has uncensored files within its very code. Now, to access these files, you would probably have to do a lot of different workarounds to be able to access them, or use a mod like this individual said. However, from what I
Okay, so I did do the uncensored version like very early on. It was a bit much simpler, but this one is a bit more complicated. But I haven't downloaded that patch to decensor the Snowbreak thing because there is a risk that you might get banned, and I do not gonna risk it to do so. I do know there are some people who are doing the decensored patch, but they are doing it at their own risk. For example, Risen Archive Risen actually used it. He demonstrated how to do it, but then he's doing it for the sake of others, so then no one else has to. He's just doing it for the sake of being a scapegoat. Um, quote unquote, a martyr, even though he's not a martyr. That's way too much.
I've seen from individual reports so far, using a mod or anything for this will get you instantly banned, so use at your own risk, obviously, if you do want to try to go this route. The
Yes.
point, though, is that the game does have the uncensored versions there, but it's to be seen if the uncensored version will come back, or if those files will just be straight up removed in an upcoming patch, because obviously when devs are working on something, and especially the extended maintenance that Snowbreak had, it's very likely those files are just remnants and left over from what they used to be that will eventually just be thrown into the trash bin given enough time. That's a possibility. Whatever the case may be, right now there is ways to technically still access the uncensored content, but if it will be around in the foreseeable future, who really knows? The point of the matter is that it's not all doom and gloom, but at the very least,
I forgot to mention, even when you download the patch, there are some stuff that is still censored, is not the perfect kind. So that was not been addressed. I don't know which character model has been still censored when using the patch, but it's been mentioned that is not the perfect one to patch things up.
in the official stages of the game's actual creation, it seems like Snowbreak is going out of their way to try to censor content, which is extremely unfortunate because let's be completely blunt, guys, okay? Like, we're all adults here. We play these gacha games, all of us.
Yeah. What you see here is like, that's not. Okay, when you look at this one, these two are the same. Actually, no, it's not the same. You could you could see the slight difference. It's the same thing with Cherno. Enya, the slight difference. But at the same time, it's actually much worse. I think they used the wrong image over here of how much censorship there is. That's the this is really kind of misleading.
Play these gacha games because we want to see the fan service. We like the female body, the design of these characters, and clearly, you know, these skins, this type of stuff sells. It does. Like, nobody wants to buy a blob, okay? Like, you don't want to buy a very overweight, fat, you know, character and all that, unless you're like you know, playing a Dark Souls game or something. Like, you're playing like a game where you're trying to make a guy character as ugly as possible to look like a.
In Eastern games, they make the characters attractive. It's not the same for the Western gaming, where every character looks really hideous and no one wants to cosplay those female characters. So unrelated. Because he's just telling the people that the Eastern gamers are making ugly female characters. I don't think that's true.
Freaking ogre, that you will buy those type of skins because it's funny. But when it comes to like female character designs, let's be blunt here, everybody wants a pretty female character design to buy or to support.
Unless he did mention Dark Souls, and that's in the Eastern studio that made the game, so that's kind of understandable. But that's just like one example, though.
And if they look outright ugly, very censored, and just like trying to take things away from you, people are not going to like that. And this entire situation is more or less a systematic continuation of what's just been attacking gaming for a very long time. But not just gaming, but also just like anime, manga, fictional content, expression within art. There is just this hyperfixation and push to censor any form of content for like the female body. Like a female character legitimately cannot show any skin. Like, if they show any skin whatsoever, it needs to be heavily censored. But in turn, the same individuals that advocate for censorship of these designs will go around and allow, like, guy characters to be basically completely almost, you know, like, showing everything. Everything's completely shown. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, but showing everything, and then there's nothing wrong with that on their end, but they'll turn around and virtue signal to get, you know, female character skin.
Basically, double standards. They don't really have standards at all. They're just hypocrites. What's weird is that there's such thing as Chinese feminists around the Chinese government, the CCP. So it doesn't really make sense.
It's completely censored or removed, which is just absolutely ridiculous. But it's also, it goes a little bit further than that. You also have, in turn, the same people that, you know, are fine with, let's say, the male fan service and all that, but against the female fan service, they also will actively support stuff like in Baldur's Gate with the bear scene. And so it's just like, the hypocrisy that is going on is just so freaking annoying, and I'm really sad for Snowbreak because obviously I'm not blaming the devs for this situation. They got reported, and the Chinese government got involved in this situation thanks to mass reports from radical feminists. And so the entire situation is bad because the devs of this game, they had no choice. They had to literally remove their balls just to survive. But obviously this will probably lead to a death spiral. Like, I don't want to be like a doom and gloomer, but like, that's basically that's what's gonna happen. Like, I mean, people are gonna take one look at this censorship, they're gonna look at what they removed and stuff, and they're gonna be like, yeah, I want no part of this. I don't want to deal with this no more. I'll just move on to a new game. Like, why play a game that's actively being censored when you can go play something else? You can play, like, you know, a different other gacha game. Like, you can play NTE, for instance, that's become very popular as of late. Why would you play any other when, like, or why would you play this when you could play others that have everything? So, yeah, I honestly could see within a year or two that Snowbreak might end EOS. Like,
Okay, I think I have to address this. Someone mentioned this to me. The devs, well, not the devs. They said the devs were trying to censor the game. Um, I don't think so. The CCP were trying to censor the devs into censoring the game. I think he could have worded that properly. I don't think he did. He just flip flops. I know it's a mistake that he made. Okay, I understand he's in the wrong, but at the same time, he's addressing the issue of what the hell is going on in the sense of why this is happening. Like, that's just like a minor detail, but the main topic is Snowbreak is in a downward spiral right now. The other issue I have to address is they could have moved their studio, their server outside of China. The only two options that is the best for them is in South Korea or Japan. Maybe Singapore, maybe Indonesia. But not in the Western area like the US or Canada. Those are the very huge mistake. But when it comes to China, there's like a huge censorship, and they don't have the much of a freedom of what they can do. So it's really disappointing. I did say that this is the advice that they have to do. You have to move your server, you have to move your studio, you have to move your company outside of China. If you don't, you're gonna screw yourself over.
into that stage, because unless they can backtrack this and somehow like continue what they used to be, it's over. But I will leave it at that. I wanted to talk about this situation because I felt like this was already a topic I covered 2 months ago when this happened, when the game was taken down. And now that it's finally back and it came back today, I felt like it was my duty to kind of bring this up and talk about it again in the kind of the current state it's in. Because honestly, after 2 months, I didn't think the game would actually even return. But
The other issue I have to address, they have 2 months. Those 2 months, it could have been two things. One, they could have upgraded their models, the characters of what they look like, because when you see the game, when you're playing the game, they feel like they're still in a demo version. It feels like there was no upgrade. They really need to upgrade their character models. Not just that, I wouldn't say this is censorship, but they need to create alternate outfits for these characters, because whenever you will look into the base, they look so bland, it's so white, and is very depressing. Girls Frontline 2 does not have that. They have their own well, I wouldn't say they have their own issues. The story within the game is is dealing with conflicts. But once you're in the base, once you're in the Elmo, everything's so relaxing. Everything is so comforting. Like, you get to feel like the characters are still there, even though there's still images, but they actually interact with them face to face at in certain points. But Snowbreak, they don't have that. They should have done something with this. The other thing I mentioned also is the environment. Same thing with the Girls Frontline 2. The base is so bland also. It's like the character models I mentioned. They're just wearing their gown outfit. It's like they're in the hospital. It's like, it's so sad that they're in this state. It's like, oh, Clarina really wants to be with the adjusted, but once they enter the base, it's so white, so I already mentioned it. I'm gonna say regardless. So depressing, so gloom and doom. Yeah, it is not the expectations of what the character should be in. But for some reason, they did not fix that issue. So they really need to fix those. So I think those are, like I mentioned, those are the two reasons. So I'm just gonna unpause this.
here we are, and it is back, but not in a state that many like at all. But with that being said, though, I think Minister of Otaku pretty much says it best right here. This is basically the best way to summarize it. But okay, guys, I love you. You be safe, stay healthy. If
I'm reading the reply. Anyone that replies or say just watch porn below this tweet or any similar will be blocked upon recognition. Is a really cop out, because the moment they say, "Oh, just watch this," the moment okay, let's just say this: we could watch another stuff. Okay, that's gonna be taken down also. So it's gonna be like the Grim Reaper knocking on doors, telling them, "Okay, you have to go away. Please leave," or something like that. I'm saying that in a kid friendly way, because you cannot say the word advocating for someone else's life taken away. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, it's really depressing of what has become. Um, there's nothing much more for me to say about it. I'll still be playing the game though, but not to the fullest extent until something does happen or the end of service. But within the case, if you guys enjoyed this content, uh, leave a like if you want to. Comment down below what I could address even further, because because there's so much other things I could have talked about, or there's other things I don't want to drag this video too long. And if you guys interested, subscribe. It will help me a lot. I do want to get monetized, and it doesn't cost money like Twitch. Like, oh, pay for subs. I don't want to do that. And share this video if you can. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna be doing like Arc Knights Enfield or Girls Frontline too. I'll still do other Snowbreak video content just to see how things goes. But regardless, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, you guys take care.